elements. And I believe that it is not just the question of Savarkar, like it's become a habit of the position to defame Savarkar on any grounds, on every grounds. Like whenever matter comes to Savarkar, they always are ready to shout anything without any fact base or anything historical, without any checking the historical facts. And recently, what I believe that Honorable Vice Chancellor has already cleared the points that on what grounds they have omitted the chapters, they have cleared his intentions and the mandate. And if you are saying that we are promoting, or the university curriculum is somewhere promoting the cancel culture, it is somewhere you are doubting over the intent of the syllabus, or you are not just doubting, you are also claiming that there is no need to read the Savarkar. But on what basis? Because you don't have any strong based or a strong evidence against Savarkar. All the things you have only to say that the mercy petition and the rest of the thing, but without even recalling and revisiting the historical facts that even there were many congressmen, there were many other leaders of his contemporary time who applaud his activities, who appreciate his work. Not only, as you said, C. Rajagopalachari, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, even Dr. Ambedkar supports his intercaste marriages and Sparsh Bandi initiative in this Mahat Satyagraha. So if you are criticizing, if you are saying that there is no need to read Savarkar, on what basis? I don't know what basis they have. So you are somewhere also denying that renowned personalities and other persons' views on Savarkar who were supporting his ideas and activities. It is completely baseless. How can you say that there is no need to read the Savarkar just because of this mercy petition, where we know that, and the other panelists have already cleared about the duration of Gandhi's imprisonment, duration of Nehru's imprisonment. And you know, when you are saying that why you are replacing Gandhi with Savarkar and why you are preferring Savarkar in 5th semester or in 7th semester, whatsoever it may be the debate, but you need to know the fact that it was Savarkar who was firstly imprisoned somewhere in mid of the 1910 for the rest of the 1910 for the rest of the 10 years, regularly imprisonment, and Gandhi was firstly imprisonment somewhere in the mid of 1922 for the 10 days. I am not comparing Gandhi and Savarkar's work and contribution, because we are nobody to compare the contribution of these enlightenment figures and these inspiring figures.
Okay.
But there is no need to make
a comparison. But what about removing Iqbal, Dr. Bhartwal, what about removing Iqbal from the syllabus altogether? That is what has got a lot of opposition parties very upset.
You already said that Savarkar always quote that we are working for Indians. Okay. That Indians, or the word is always in his text, in his context.
From the very beginning to the end. Okay, I got it. Let me bring in Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yeah. Tuhin Sinha, the charge inevitably is that you're saffronizing our syllabus, you're saffronizing our polity, you're saffronizing our view of our heritage. Respond to that.
Well, good evening, Rahul. Let us accept once and for all that the version of history we have been taught in our schools and colleges has been an extremely limited version. So we are not saffronizing it. We are adding all the other colors which were missing. There were many more layers to the freedom movement than the conciliatory movement we have been taught about. There were the revolutionaries, there was the subaltern freedom movement, of which I have been writing, and there was the Hindu nationalist movement, of which very little has been written. So I think this is the time when all of these need to be incorporated. Now, coming specifically to Veer Savarkar, in terms of whether you take his physical bravado or mental resilience or his unflinching commitment to Hindu nationalist ethos, I think his contribution has been unparalleled. When I speak of physical bravado, even before his conviction in 1910, we need to realize that his involvement with India House revolutionary group's activities in England had him punished. He was being brought back on a ship where he tried to escape in France. He was handed back by the French authorities to the Britishers. Obviously, we have known about his mental resilience in jail, in the cellular jail for 10 years. But very clearly,
why does the BJP lie?
Just 1 second.
Only one part. You know, the professor says the professor says that Gandhi was arrested in 1918, Savarkar was arrested.
No, there are many other parts to it.
Gandhi only returned to India in 1915. How will he be arrested before that? He was in South Africa. I mean, you come on national TV, make up facts, and then you, I mean, I'm stunned about this. He returned to India in 1915. Why was he not arrested?
What is Tehseen talking? Are you the anchor of the show? You didn't allow me to complete. Tehseen, you need to realize that if Savarkar has been brought in chapter 5 and Gandhi in chapter 7, it is largely because of the chronology of events.
What are these chain of events, sir?
No, but hang on. There is a misconception here. Let me step in. Excuse me, gentlemen, please. Let me step in. That has been clarified. That change in sequence is not happening. That's been clarified. I don't know where this fake news erupted from. No, Tehseen Punana, 1 second. There's no sequence issue. The issue is, viewers, this constant hyphenation, this refusal to accept that Savarkar also might have undergone a change in his outlook. He's ossified in time. His one or two statements, decontextualized, have been hung around him like the proverbial noose. And that's the only prism through which we look at Mr. Savarkar. There is no room here for nuance. On the other hand, a huge plethora of the ecosystem will stand up and say, oh, the removal of Iqbal is once again establishes how the Muslim contribution to our nation building is being ignored. Manojit Mandol, I mean, that's a ridiculous statement to make.
I agree on one issue with my dear friend Abhijit, that history is indeed a shades of grey. You know, a great poet said that history is full of cunning passages and contrived corridors. History is indeed like that. My only limited point, are you going to read Savarkar even after 1910? All those mercy petitions begging in front of the British, they are going to serve you.
Oh gosh.
Many people will follow my example.
I will clarify.
And not just that, one very interesting fact, Rahul.
Can I complete my point?
No, just hang on.
Let him finish. You can respond to Insina.
The longest serving president of RSS, Mr. Golwalkar. How did he jail with Mr. Savarkar? Or why even Savarkar was not part of being RSS so actively? That questions you need to ponder over. Even Golwalkar did not have a good relationship with Savarkar. He did not believe in Savarkar politics or Savarkar idea of, Marxism or what he did. Please read that history as well. Savarkar lived till 1966. And
hang on. Look.
Rahul, there is something to clarify.
No, 1 second. A quick clarification coming in from Mr. Iyer Mitra. Yes, quickly. Okay, let him respond to you.
There was nothing between Golwalkar and Savarkar.
1 second. Let him clarify. Yes.
Till date, the longest serving
Sorry, Rahul, can I speak now?
No, 1 second, Mr. Mondol. I think there you're wrong. Mr. Golwalkar, in fact, in his book, Bunch of Thoughts, did argue for a separate polity.
I'm not saying that.
No, 1 second, please. No, 1 second. Today, no, 1 second.
Can I just make a quick point?
No, you see, you can't argue. Look, I mean, either we go around denying the facts. Now, you yourself say history is grey, this, that, the other. Now, hang on. Mr. Iyer has a point to make, and then I need to move on. Yes, go ahead.
Within Hindutva, Rahul, you have to understand that there have always been two major streams. Okay, the first has been a very progressive stream, which is what Savarkar was, and second, you've had Golwalkar and Hedewar, who have been the more conservative stream. Now, every stream of political thought has a conservative wing, a progressive wing, a regressive wing, all of that. Now, what is so surprising about that? Okay, second. अपॉलॉजी लेटर लिखा तो क्या हुआ? नहीं तो क्या हुआ? नहीं राहुल गांधी ने भी अपॉलॉजी लेटर लिखा था ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट को. राहुल गांधी ने अपॉलॉजी लेटर लिखा था सुप्रीम कोर्ट को. उसके पास अभी भी कांग्रेस पार्टी है ना.
So you are comparing Rahul Gandhi. You need not to forget even.
No, 1 second. Let me just step in here.
Even also.
Let's go through 3 or 4 misrepresentations. Lower everyone's faders, please. Let me just talk about these misrepresentations. Savarkar compromised with British rule. He was jailed for 14 years for sedition by the British. He was beaten black and blue. He was beaten black and blue. Misrepresentation too. Savarkar wrote letters seeking mercy for self. He also offered to trade his own freedom for others. Have we forgotten this? No, we've forgotten this. Was a British Scrooge, they said, not a freedom fighter. Well, he led a hunger strike in Kalapani. Viewers, he's allegedly chained, flogged in solitary confinement. Savarkar advocated for partition. He opposed the division of India. This is the reality. Read. Savarkar was a Hindu fanatic. He believed in very conservative Hindu. One second, sir, he held very conservative Hindu views. Well, viewers, he never endorsed the ban on beef. That is at odds, isn't it, with so-called conservative Hindus? Assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Nehru never appealed against the exoneration. In fact, he brought Savarkar into the center stage by lifting the ban. Endorsed India for Hindus, ruled out special place for Hindus in Hindu Rashtra. It's in his own manifesto. So viewers, there are a large number of misconceptions. The point is that they are being perpetuated by a bunch of vested interests who refuse to see. And you know, we are told that let historians write historians. Well, some of those historians have not done their job with fidelity to fact, unfortunately, and we have to accept this fact also. So let's move on.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.